eBEFOREi reviews, here with something a little bit unexpected. You see, I was perusing tfsource.com and I happened upon TA-29 Transformers Animated Takara Tomy Jazz. The Elite Guard Lieutenant Officer Autobot Jazz. The edition from Japan. Not the US release, but the Japanese release. And the difference is, not major, but the differences here are you've got the chrome finish that you don't have on the American release of Jazz. So pick this guy up on the cheap, thanks TFSource. And I'm so happy. I've never owned this mold of any figure, so I'm very, very happy to have him here. So going over the box real quick, you see this nice animation on top of Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Very cool. TA-29. Takara Tomy, level 3, technical point. Down here at the bottom, instead of giving you an animated model of Jazz, they're showing you a real picture. That's okay. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Autobot symbol, some warnings, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 5 years old. So if you're 4, I'm on to you. I know that you're out there, and you have to wait a whole year. All right, side of the box, you've got Autobot. All right, that's exactly what that is. On the other side, you've got Jazz, another real picture. So on the back, Transformers Animated Elite Guard Lieutenant Officer Jazz. There's an animated picture of Jazz, an actual piece of animation. Very cool. Now, where the back of this really shines, this is an amazing piece of artwork that seems to include the real figure with all this animation in the background, and it's a wonderful piece of artwork. So very cool. The story, you know, on my what I like to do on my channel is I like to read these bios in a computer-altered voice. I don't have any idea what this says. I'm very sorry, so I can't do that. The gimmick, robot mode, vehicle mode. Oh, I get it. He's a transformer. Got it. Weapons. He has his nunchucks. Oh boy. So yeah, just in case you were confused, that's his face. All right. That's Jazz's face. There's a QR code. I should scan that sometime and see where that goes, if it's still active. And then down on the bottom, they are advertising the Autobot lineup of Ultra Magnus, Sentinel Prime, Blur, Bumblebee, and Wreck-Gar. On the bottom of the box, got a whole bunch more stuff I don't know. Oh, you've got Pac-Man. There's Pac-Man eating a Pac Dot. That's pretty freaking cool. So, alright, here's Pac-Man eating a Pac Dot. And underneath that, you have Pac-Man with no Pac Dot. So you've got a Pac-Man who is very hungry, and then a Pac-Man who's just eaten a meal. Thank you for displaying that for me. Alright, now that we've gone over the box, let's get this guy opened up and out of the package, transformed. We'll review both modes and see where it goes from here. Stick around. First of all, let me just say that I'm amazed at the amount of paper that comes in the Takara release of these animated figures. What you basically get here is a page of instructions. Okay, we get that. Then you've got this cool, like, Transformers database sheet that has its technical specs and both of the modes and some advertisements and such. And there's Toy Story stuff. On the back, you've got this very, very cool poster with all the vehicles, Autobots versus Decepticons. And on the top, it looks like you've got the 2 leaders of Megatron and Ultra Magnus, which is cool. So that's pretty neat. And then you've got this full color kind of deal with the gold Optimus and some animation and just wacky stuff here. Like, so awesome. I wish they'd throw all this junk in our Transformer releases, but sadly no. Also, what you get in this package is this very cool kind of cardboard cutout of Jazz's technical specs. There's a barcode here. I don't know what you would scan this for. Not really sure what this is used for. And on the back it looks like some advertisements for video games and such. But his technical specs are here also. So as you can see here, Jazz's strength is a 6, and his intelligence is a 6, his speed is a 9, his endurance is a 7, his rank is a 7, courage is a 9, fire blast 6, skill of 5, which puts his total at 55. I guess that's good, right? Pretty cool. All right, let's get on to the vehicle. All right, so this is Jazz opened up and out of the box, and this is his vehicle mode. And I haven't messed with transformation yet. I'm assuming it's right out of the box. I'll find that out soon enough. It's got some rolling issues. Again, he might not be transformed completely correctly. I'm not sure. But that front wheel doesn't want to move. On the other side, yeah, everything seems to be rolling okay. Nice, heavy feel to the figure. I've never owned this mold, so this is the first time I've ever held on to it. And I do have to say that he feels nice and heavy in the hands. Looking at him a bit more closely, he's got metallic paint on the side mirrors, metallic paint here on the side deal that holds his nunchucks, which really look like mufflers in vehicle mode, which is awesome. You've got silver paint in the wheels. On the front, you've got these translucent kind of green headlights there. The Elite Guard Autobot symbol, very awesome. You've got the red stripe and the blue, a la many versions of Jazz. On the back, oh man, that is so awesome. He's got a very retro-like back to him. I don't know if that's supposed to be a Cybertronian mode. I don't think so. I don't know. You guys can let me know in comments. But man, this looks like just a really kind of a futuristic car from the past, if that makes any sense. Very, very neat. So yeah, he's got the kind of chrome metallic front bumper here, and metallic here in the grill portion. Underneath, you've got Jazz's head. Yeah, you got some kibble there. It's all good. The windows are not translucent. It's a shiny black, and you cannot see through it. It's paint. Same thing on the back here. So, yeah, very cool vehicle. Wish it rolled maybe a bit better, but the weight of the thing, the way it looks, from all angles, this is a great display piece, and I am very excited to get this guy on the shelf. Stacking him up next to other versions of Jazz. There he is with the Fall of Cybertron Jazz. And here he is next to Reveal the Shield Jazz. And, you know, let's stand these up against the wall. He's about the same height as Reveal the Shield Jazz. And there's Fall of Cybertron looking tiny, very tiny. Yeah, that's the way Transformers are these days. But yeah, this guy's got some good size to him. And he stacks up pretty well, at least in vehicle mode, with Reveal the Shield Jazz. Now we'll see how big he compares to these guys in robot mode. Let's go ahead and get Transformers Animated Jazz transformed. It's not that hard to do. Watch I say that and I'll really struggle with this. So first you want to hold this a la Xbox controller. Just, you know, grip it like this. And you want to basically just pull these side panels here, which are his legs. And what you'll get is some separation here, just like that. And you want to take this whole thing and come back here, I guess, before you do that, and lift these gray pieces up, okay? So you basically want to just take these legs and you want to open them up. And they actually fold in two places. You've got ball joints right here, and you've got the little swivel hinge right here. And so you just basically want to straighten these out like that. From this point, you can separate the legs. Reach your thumb in here, and you're going to pull these toes forward. And again, it's on the basically two little swivels there. So when you reach in, you're going to pull it down, and then just keep swiveling it around. Turn this guy around, and you've basically formed his legs. Continuing on, and again, this transformation is very simple. You want to take these arms, and you just want to separate them like that, okay? Then you've got this black tab that's shaped like a triangle. Let's get in a little bit closer. You want to take this black tab and you just want to flip this down. Just like that. Then you're going to take the top of the car and push it down. And when you do that, that triangle fills in perfectly what would be a gap in the upper portion of his chest. Okay? So from here, you want to reach down here and take the arms and you just want to pull it out like this. Alright? Then swivel it. And you could pop out the nunchuck like I just did. But that's okay, just put it back in. Okay, so you want to just swivel the arm around and take the fist and pull it down. Do the same thing on the other side. Bring this around, swivel, turn down the fist. Now you want to come around to the side here, and you want to flip these panels, once on the arm, and once forward on the nunchuck holder. Again, coming around to the other side, we'll do the same thing. We'll reverse it this time. Nunchuck holder, and then around the arm. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from this point, believe it or not, we're actually finished. So we're just going to back him up and pose him up. And what you have is Jazz in his robot form. I really, really like the way that this looks. I mean, he transforms very simply. You know, it kind of is reminiscent of some of the older Transformers that we've had. There's not a lot of moving parts to it. Transforms a bit more like G1, except he's a lot more flexible. You know, he's got a lot of different joints to where you can get some nice posable moves out of this guy. But the way that this figure stands, I mean, he's got that kind of ninja presence to him. He's got the very kind of smooth look. Very, very cool figure overall. He turned out a bit taller than I expected, too. A real quick size comparison. You can see that of my 3 Jazz figures, the Reveal the Shield, now transformed, Animated Jazz, and Fall of Cybertron Jazz, the animated version is actually the tallest one of the bunch. And that surprises me a little bit, because honestly, I expected my Reveal the Shield Jazz to really tower over the rest of them. And I'm wrong about that. Yeah, you know, and the longer that I've had this guy, yeah, I think I'm souring on him a bit. Not as crazy as I was when I did my initial review, and especially seeing that the way that this guy turned out, and of course comparing him to what I think sets the bar, the Reveal the Shield Jazz, you know, I think there's a lot more they could have done here. But again, just for size comparison's sake, you can see that he really does quite tower over the other 2 figures. Looking at some of Jazz's details up close, he's got the same green in his eyes that he has here in the front lights here. So very, very cool. And he is light pipe, so we'll test that out here in just a minute. Again, you've got the Elite Guard Autobot symbol right out there in front. And then, of course, you've got the things that carry over in vehicle mode, including the painted wheels. And, of course, all the chrome bits that are there. Look at the face. The side profile on that face is great. He's got that big, long chin. Very, very cool. Just a very neat look about him. You've got some nice paint, the red bits here, the black, and then everything else basically carries over that was in vehicle mode. I don't really have any complaints about this figure. You know, the back of his legs are a little bit hollow. Not usually a big fan of hollow parts, but this guy's got some weight to him. So it's not like you're getting a, you know, real kind of flimsy, real light Transformer. I mean, he's got some weight to him, so you know, the hollow bits in this case don't really bother me too much. Now, the one nice thing about these tailpipes, as I mentioned before, that these are his weapons. You can actually pull both of these out, and these things are connected by string. So he has nunchucks, because he's a ninja, get it? So that's very, very neat. To put this inside of his hand, you just kind of put the string down here and pull it up is what I'm finding is the best way to have him hold on to this. So yeah, you've got this thing, and he can do his nunchuck moves and Bruce Lee you right in the face, and Chuck Norris you, and all those different things. He can do that to you because he's Jazz and he's cool and he's a ninja. At least this incarnation of Jazz. Looking at articulation of our Jazz, you know, the one thing is this guy is not a brand new mold by any means, but these joints are nice and stiff. So you've got a ball joint here in the arms. You have a ball joint and yeah, I guess that's just a ball joint in the head. So you do get some movement. Now, when you turn his head, he turns at a bit of an angle. But, you know, it's not quite as full of a movement as a lot of ball jointed heads, but you do get movement there. Again, the shoulders, as I mentioned, you've got the two swivel bits here in the arm, right above the elbow and right below the elbow for the forearm. You also have the fists that turn, so you do have rotation in the fists. You have above waist articulation. He actually turns right up here, so not quite waist, but above the waist, and that's cool. And then his legs, I mean, you can get some crazy poses out of his legs. You know, he can karate chop you in the face, and you're going to deal with it because he's Jazz, and you're going to get it, and you can't stop it, so don't even try. You know, you've got, again, feet articulation due to transformation. These bits here on the side don't move. I kind of thought maybe they did when I was looking at this guy, but no, I don't think they go anywhere. So nice stiff joints on a toy that's not brand new, always a good thing. It held up well in the box, and I really have no complaints as far as that's concerned. Now let's look at light piping. Light piping with Jazz. You know, it's not great, not the best I've seen, but it's not horrible either. Yeah, it's kind of a dark green, so you're not going to get a great set of light piping here. But it's serviceable. You know, it's okay, but not great by any stretch of the imagination. So if I had to rank these guys, you know, I really like Reveal the Shield Jazz, maybe more for nostalgia reasons, but this one might be right up there with them. I mean, and it might be silly to say because this is more of an animated type model. This one's supposed to look a bit more realistic, but yeah, they're close. They're neck and neck for me. This guy looks great. And so does he. And maybe that's just more for nostalgia for me. Again, I don't know. But I think that this guy is right up there with Reveal the Shield Jazz. And that says a lot for me because I hold this figure on a high pedestal. And the fact that this one equals or comes very close to equaling says a lot. Nice job. Nice job with this figure. This one... no, I'd pass on him. You can find him in the stores now. You cannot with these two, but you can find them online at decent prices. Again, I picked this one up at TF Source for under 20 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. And of course, this guy I think you can still find in some Kohl's and other stores here in the United States. And of course, you can get them online and so forth. So that's it. That's my review of Transformers Animated Jazz. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you for viewing my channel, and we'll be back again. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it. We're building this thing up, and subscribers, contest coming soon. So keep that in mind. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you again here real soon.